Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me? Okay. At the outset, I would like to thank the organizers for inviting me, giving me an opportunity of sharing my views with you. And I'll be talking about basically the drone opportunities in defense. Firstly, I'd like to know how many of you are actually, say, dealing with any of the drones in defense? Okay, I find very few hands, but it's okay. Yeah, good. Okay. So, gentlemen, firstly, I head the organization called as Army Design Bureau. Now, Army Design Bureau is an organization created about 6-7 years back in the Indian Army to act as an interface or a single point of contact of the Indian Army with industry, academia, the R&D organizations, including DRDO, so that we are able to induct the niche technologies into the Indian Army. And that is how we are organized for it in that manner. And that's what we do. We keep scouting for technology. And as part of that, that is how I am here today. Again, scouting for technology, hoping to see even something new from what we have. But before that, to apprise you about say the kind of requirements we have with us in the defense, it's an entire wide range. So far as say the drones are concerned, or say the unmanned aerial vehicles are concerned, starting from the smallest of that biomimic insect type of drones to the largest of the what is called as a HALE, high altitude long endurance, or the male class medium altitude long endurance drones. So that's the entire range, right from the smallest to the largest. And while HALE and male are the ones, of course, which have to be say runway dependent, but the other ones we prefer to have runway independent or say vertical takeoff and landing type of drones. If we look at it, say from the applications point of view, they range from say the surveillance drones, the loiter munitions, or say the kamikaze drones, the swarm drones, logistic drones, first person view drones, and say drones with various kinds of payloads, made be in terms of say synthetic aperture radar, in terms of the EW equipment, radio relay equipment, communication intelligence, electronic intelligence equipment, all different kinds of payloads. And even say something like for drones for the mine detection and diffusion system, drones which can drop grenades. So the range is actually very, very wide so far as the defense is concerned. And then, of course, because of the security reasons, in defense, we want the drones to be nearly 100% indigenous. And especially so far as the electronic components are concerned, wherever they are related to the data, whether it is in terms of say data capturing, recording, or transmitting, that means including the communication equipment. All this at present we know the capability is in bits and pieces, may not be with most of the firms having this entire capability of having indigenous components in these, but that is what we want, so that we do not have any vulnerabilities of our drones being hijacked or data getting actually transmitted to somewhere where we do not want it. So in terms of that, actually, if we look at it, about 4 or 5 specific components. Let's say the BLDC motors with electronic speed controllers, then say autopilot with redundant sensors, and say secure communication links, EO, IR say payloads. These are the kind of components, including say the remote the remote ground control stations. So those are the kind of components which we would like to be indigenized by the industry. So it is not only say for those who are actually providing the entire solution as a drone, but we are also looking at even those component wise, so that you can actually indigenize those components. And for this purpose, we have we are ready to even fund through various routes which are available. And of course, the first thing which comes is that the industry wants to know as to that what is it that what the defense services want. Now for that, one is of course like all other ministries have, That is in terms of the RFIs and RFPs which are available on the MOD website. But apart from that, we also have other routes like IDEX and TDF, that's Technology Development Fund, and you will find the various challenges, problem statements of these being launched on their respective websites. And these are all funded to a different extent. For example, in TDF, it is 50% funding. In TDF, it is 90% funding, maximum going up to 50 crores per project. And in IDEX, it is up to 1.5 crore with a matching contribution by the developing agency. And in case of Aditi scheme, which is again one of the schemes of IDEX only, it goes right up to 25 crores, but with matching contribution. And apart from that, so far as even the army itself is concerned, we have our Army Technology Board, and in that we even do 100% funding. I'll say that limit really not much, because there are PARs at different levels available, so we can utilize all those PARs. Now, apart from this, we also have a compendium of problem definition statements launched by us, by the Indian Army specifically. The last one was launched during Aero India, which contained a total of 110 problem statements of the entire range of technologies, right from say AI, quantum, blockchain, robotics, drones, counter drones, habitat, ammunition, armament, and like that. But in that, it also contains problem statements about the drones and counter drones also. And the challenge lies where? You see, while we have say many drone companies in the country today, drones can easily fly over here at the mean sea level. But the challenge starts the moment it has to go say beyond about 8,000, 9,000 feet. And especially for our high altitude areas, where the drones have to take off at about 15,000, 16,000 feet and go about 1,000 meters above ground level. Because of the rarefied atmosphere over there, the extremely low temperatures, maybe about -30 to -40 degrees, very high wind speeds, maybe about 30 odd knots, the kind of icing taking place on the components. So these pose totally different challenges. A drone which can fly over here very easily at times doesn't even take off over there when it goes at the altitude of 15,000 feet. And because of all this, the endurance gets affected very adversely, because the batteries drain out very soon due to the extreme cold climate. So it requires a totally different kind of technologies and to address them. It's for that purpose we have recently actually concluded an event which was HIM Dronathan, wherein we had invited the whole drone industry to come and test your products at an altitude of 15,200 feet. And good about 32 different variants of drones came over there. And it's actually heartening to see that what the state was about say till 2 years back compared to today, there are now large number of actually various drone industries who are able to nearly meet our requirements, or at least they understand our requirements and accordingly working to meet those challenges. So that's very heartening to see, and I'm sure many of you from here who are not still initiated into defense may also find an opportunity in that. Now, apart from this, it is not only that we are just wanting an equipment. We are ready to handhold you right from the beginning. For the kind of conditions which I just now mentioned, the equipment required for that, you will be able to actually say design that equipment or provide us that equipment only when you understand those kind of, because you have yourself experienced those kind of situations over there. So for that purpose, what we are doing is that we conduct forward area orientation tours for both industry as well as academia, and that is we do it generally through FICCI and SIDM, and wherein we take the industry and the academia representatives to our forward boast areas of the 15,000, 17,000 feet at altitude for about 3 to 4 days to different locations, so that you actually physically experience the kind of atmospheric conditions over there, the kind of terrain, the kind of living conditions, the kind of conditions in which you have to operate your equipment. Because then you'll be able to actually better, once you have visualized those conditions, then it is that much easier for you to then actually operate your or design your equipment in that manner. Now, having done that, Once you have experienced that, then thereafter, say once you start developing, and for that developing, like I told you, all these different routes, wherein we also keep launching those challenges, problem statements, you respond to them, you get selected, the R&D or the D&D project commences, and then during the project itself, we have a dedicated nodal officer who will be actually guiding you on what exactly is the requirement, whatever your kind of doubts you have, queries you have, all of them keep getting clarified in that. And then as you are developing it, obviously there will be requirement of internal validations, for which the ranges may not be available to you for the kind of areas where we want to operate our equipment. That is where again you approach us and we will facilitate you, we'll take you to the actual areas of employment over there. I mean, you have to reach there yourself. Thereafter, everything will be taken care of. So that when you actually operate your equipment over there, it's not only that you get to know as to what are the limitations of your equipment at present, or say the shortcomings in that, it is also for us to know that what is the kind of equipment which the industry, the capability which the industry has to offer to us. And apart from that, when you interact with the troops on ground over there, then they are able to advise you on the kind of product improvements which we require. They are able to advise you on those product improvements, which if you carry out, that equipment will become much more acceptable to us. And apart from that, say internal validation and all, in case you already have some product and you feel that yes, it has got its application in the defense, then you are most welcome to offer it to us for a no cost, no commitment NCNC demonstration, wherein again we'll send the equipment to the envisaged area of employment, and may not be always necessary, say in the applications are only say in the high altitude. They range from right from the run of Kutch to the deserts, to the plains of Punjab, and going further to the east into the jungles, the entire range of actually the terrain, and that is where the peculiarities of the Indian terrain are, so far as the defense applications are concerned. And that's the reason that actually speaking the global solutions really can't meet our requirements, because no other country in the world has this wide range of terrain conditions where the equipment is expected to operate right from minus 30 or minus 40 degrees to about plus 50, 55 degrees of temperature. So we will be sending your equipment to those areas and we will be conducting those NCNC demos, wherein we are only validating your claimed capability. So whatever you claim, whether that is being achieved or not, it's not against any GSQR, there is a general staff qualitative requirement, otherwise, which is otherwise followed for all procurements. So this is only basically to see that whether yes, your equipment is able to meet what you are claiming that or not. And in cases where we find that the equipment is able to meet those, say your claimed capabilities, and we find that yes, it has a capability which will add to our present operational capability, then we initiate the procurement cases for those. And specifically speaking that in these last about 2 years, we had good opportunity of some emergency procurements coming up, 4 different tranches, and in that not only drones but many of the other equipment also. We have procured about 24 different types of equipment worth about 3,300 crores just based on these NCNC demonstrations, which were otherwise not part of our procurement plan as such. But since we felt that yes, this equipment can further add to the value of our today's present operational capability, so we have gone in for the emergency procurement of those. So that is how it gives an opportunity to you to showcase your equipment. And apart from that, also we keep conducting various say equipment displays and all at various locations across the country, wherever there are various army formations and all. So wherever you are located, please be on a lookout and utilize that opportunity, display your equipment. Only then we'll get to know that yes, how we can actually use it. And lastly, we also assist even in export promotion also. So whenever we are having any exercises with our friendly foreign countries, like we have recently concluded the one in the deserts, exercise Yudh Abhyas with USA. In those, for such exercises also, we invite the industry to come and display your equipment so that those foreign countries, they see it, and if they find it interesting, they initiate the procurement. And in some cases, some procurement cases have got initiated also just by virtue of this means of displaying the equipment to those foreign armies in these various exercises. So that's it, gentlemen, and anytime you want anything, any query, right from, I'll say, a startup or an individual who, because what I find today is that because of the enabling provisions of the government, there is a lot of enthusiasm in the industry amongst the youth, and it's very, very encouraging. So there are people who come to me and who say, sir, I am qualified in so and so, I want to do something for the defense, but I don't know what to do. So there is one that category to one who are ready with some product. This entire range of the industry or the startups or individuals, we are ready to advise you, to guide you and handhold you, and so that we are able to get the best possible product in the army. So for that purpose, you can contact us anytime. Just Google Army Design Bureau and you will find a link over there, and all our contact details are over there in that. You have any product, anything, just send us your brochures and an email on that, on one of those 4 odd email, official email addresses given over there, and then thereafter we'll follow it up. That's it. Thank you.